Hey everyone, how are you all doing? I hope you've had a great day, because today I've lost all will to live. When I say that fanboys have hit a new low, they really have hit a new low. They now believe that metacritic scores determine if a game is going to be Game of the Year. I know, we've gotten to that point. Honestly, I shouldn't be really surprised. It was only a matter of time before their stupidity hit a new low. And now they've moved the goalpost of what a metacritic score means. If their game receives an 85 to 90 for a PlayStation exclusive, it is a good game, and they will tell you that repeatedly over and over again. But if Xbox gets one of those games, it's a flop, and now they're using that exact same mentality. If a game gets 90, it is better than any other game and will get Game of the Year. I want you to keep Alan Wake's Metacritic score in mind, as I think this meme that I have had on my phone for a long time serves a great example of showing the stupidity of PlayStation fanboys. So I think it's only right that we go take a look at Alan Wake 2's Metacritic score to determine what these PlayStation fanboys would call a Game of the Year contender or the Game of the Year. Alan Wake seems to be performing pretty well commercially with an 88 on PlayStation 5 and a 92 on PC, and for Xbox it might as well just not even exist, as it seems like no one on Xbox even bothered to grab a review code, or received one. But we should keep these Metacritic scores in mind, as these are what the PlayStation fanboys are determining as Game of the Year material. You know, not actually the gameplay, the mechanics, or anything about the game, just the Metacritic score. So I think it's time that we just go take the piss out of them for using a multi-platform game again in the console war. And the first tweet we'll be taking a look at today is from Hyped. There goes Starfield's hopes of getting a GOTY nomination. So you're telling me Alan Wake gets a 89 on Metacritic score and somehow that stops Starfield? How the fuck did Horizon Forbidden West get a GOTY then? That's got an 88 on Metacritic score. And you look at some of these other games that I showed in that meme, they all got lower and somehow still nominated as Game of the Year. If we're going by your logic, this doesn't make any sense. Damn, hashtag Starfield just can't catch a break. 2023 is the best year for high quality games. J-Dub, I don't understand how you can look at a Metacritic score and somehow tie it back to Starfield. Don't you ever think to yourself that you were one of the biggest pushers of Starfield? All you do is market it every day by shitting on it. You probably make more people want to play it because you hate it. It really shouldn't surprise me that even during this time, when you have Spider-Man 2 and a couple other games coming out that are not exclusive but multi-platform, you still choose to talk about Starfield and Xbox, when you can talk about Spider-Man 2 and how great the game is. Even though Spider-Man 2 has a lot of issues, people still seem to be enjoying it. The 6th GOTY contender has arrived. Logically, Starfield shouldn't even be nominated unless the other 5, Baldur's Gate, Spider-Man 2, Final Fantasy, Zelda, and Super Mario Bros. I did not know that there was a waiting list for becoming Game of the Year or getting nominated for Game of the Year. Like, how the fuck does that work? Like, does Starfield get pushed to the back, or is it on when they release from each other? Like, how does this logic work that making Starfield not nominated, like, what are we doing? Are we going by how they released? What the fuck's the logic? How do you come to this conclusion it should not be nominated? Is it because you don't like it, it should not be nominated? Or is it because no one else likes it and it should not be nominated? Because a lot of people, even though I may disagree with it, still seem to like Starfield quite a lot. You know, for as much as they talk about Starfield, it would be really funny if somehow Starfield got nominated and actually won Game of the Year. Imagine if that happened, how much salt there would be. I do believe the only game there, in my eyes, that's actually deserving of Game of the Year would be Baldur's Gate 3. That game was really fucking good, but I'm sure we can all agree the salt would be absolutely great if Starfield won. So let's just hope it wins for the sake of that. Oh boy, it's the fucking Red Dragon. The number of reviews for each platform is very telling. I do have to agree with Red Dragon here. It is very telling. I am actually kinda curious why Xbox has so little reviews, but it also goes to show that most of the player base and most of the reviews for the game are on PlayStation. I've been spending some time to actually look into this, why Xbox would have less review scores, and there's only like one thing that actually comes up quite often with Xbox, and that was them, you know, not wanting to buy the company, or actually use Alan Wake as an exclusive, but even then, I don't really think there'll be any cause for, you know, wanting to not put it on Xbox. I just think most of the journalists that actually review the game are on PlayStation. As you know, what's the point in reviewing it on Xbox, then PlayStation, unless you're doing like performance tests to see which one performs better? There's not really much point to have it done. But you know, that could just be me coping and seething that no reviews are on Xbox. You know, usual cope. Another and final tweet from Red Dragon, with just 2 words, another one, showing the PC Critic reviews for Alan Wake 2, and you know what this means. Instead of showing the PlayStation one, you chose to pick the PC one. The same platform that you've continually shit on for not being as good as the PlayStation. And I find it funny how you would constantly shit on us because we would get your games on PC. And yet now, when Xbox needs to be shit on because haha, they don't have any reviews, or haha, their Starfield isn't gonna get the game of the year that they may want, we're now your friends and that we're gonna work together, when in reality I'm a PC fanboy. I don't like you PlayStation fanboys. And it disappoints me that you were not able to keep consistent, because now you were constantly changing from like, you hate PC to now I like PC. Like, why can't you just keep consistent? I know that's a problem with all fanboys, but you know, it's really, really funny when you contradict yourself and that we get to call it out right now like I'm doing. Alan Wake 2 looking good. Well, we can't tell on Xbox because nobody bothered. It is really telling to see that this person's profile is just all about Xbox. He's a PlayStation fanboy dressed up as an Xbox fanboy. It's pretty funny. Like, just taking a good look at everything on it, his name is just very telling. You hate Xbox that much that you changed your name to be Xbox related. Like, no matter what you do with PlayStation, if you were enjoying these games, you would rather talk about Xbox. It's so strange to me that these fanboys would rather talk about a platform that they despise so much. Every waking hour of the day, they would rather be talking about Xbox instead of PlayStation. Like, I don't get the concept of doing that. Like, you have what you want right there in front of you, but yet you would rather talk about the thing that you hate most. I was expecting Alan Wake 2 to be a 90+, and it is. PS5, 90, with 23 reviews. PC with 93 with 17, and Xbox unknown. A success for Remedy. Many praise the narrative and the visuals, yet another potential GOTY nominee. Starfield does not stand or deserve a chance. It always brings me joy watching you PlayStation fanboys fear Starfield to the point where you would beg for it to not get Game of the Year, that you are at the point of desperation that you will do anything to defame it. It's really funny to watch. I really do wonder why you say Starfield does not stand or deserve. Do you mean that it does not deserve because it's an Xbox game, or do you actually have some valid criticism on why you think the game is not deserving of where it is right now? Because I can list a lot of really valid criticisms at the game, from the bugs, the outdated gameplay, the storytelling and narrative, but we all know you PlayStation fanboys will not offer any valid criticism. So we're gonna move on to our final and last tweet of the day, which is the follow-up to this exact tweet that we just looked at. The Xbox situation is weird. No score on Metacritic, and Digital Foundry has still not received their code for Xbox, but still had access to PC and PS5. This is unusual. I wonder if it's got STH to do with the potato. You know, it really was perfect timing to wait just a little bit longer and delay this video, because I had stuff to do, and look what happened. It now has a 95 out of 4 critic reviews. You know, that is pretty funny that Xbox has very little reviews, but none of them actually mention any performance issues on the Series S. And if there was, the reviewers wouldn't be doing their job, and maybe someone in the comments will probably let you know that the Series S has performance. I don't have one, so I can't really tell you from experience. But you can't keep blaming the Series S for all of Xbox's problems. If the Series S was directly called out for this, which it wasn't, it released day and date like every other console, it did fine. So with all that being said, that is the end of the video. I'm gonna go cry myself to sleep because this mental gymnastics really hurt me. If I was to give a visual representation of how I feel after doing fanboy videos, it would be this Wings of Redemption clip.
I just can't do it. I can't take this shit no more, man.
So with all my shit posting aside, I hope the rest of you that have made it to this point, I hope you all have a great day. Take care.